TKL white, keycap remover, switch remover. What else? Today we're going to talk about Genesis THOR 303 TKL version with RGB and loads of cool stuff. And what I said in the past video, with THOR 660, Genesis is really pushing the quality up and giving us some quite outstanding keyboards. And well, let's check it out. So as I stated, we're going to talk today about Genesis THOR 303 TKL RGB version of their quite outstanding keyboard right from the box. You have a white silverish, well, white gloss, let's put it that way, cable, which is braided, and it really goes nicely with the keyboard. Now let's start from the box content. You get a keyboard, of course. You get an instruction manual, you get some cool stickers with Game On and New Genesis logo. You get keycap remover, switch remover, and two additional switches, which are Outemu brown switches. Now they're quite nice, and we'll get to that part later on. Let's take a look at the keyboard. So TKL version, you're already familiar with it, and my favorite format of the keyboard, since it has this additional parts and separated arrows. But all in all, loads of function keys and presets, because here on this keyboard with FN plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have a possibility to adjust. You have the possibility to adjust everything depending on the game that you play. So FPS, CF, COD, LOL, and race. It's quite cool. You have additional arrows on WASD and multifunctional buttons from escape all the way to the F12. You have screen, web browser, calculator, some media player that you assign to fast forward, fast backward, play, pause, stop, and you have also the mute button for music, volume up and down, and lock for your PC. There's also a possibility to lock your Windows key, so it gives you some sort of a comfortability while playing, and in that case you won't have any issues while gaming and accidentally pressing Windows key and kicks you out of the game in a very quite tenseful situation. Now, right from the box, when you connect the keyboard, it starts glowing red, and I really do love the RGB on this one. Well, not the RGB, the LED backlight. Looks really nice. All keys are nicely shine through, and you can see all the lettering. You don't have PBT double shot keycaps like on THOR 660. These are double injection keycaps. As I stated, we have brown Outemu switches, which are quite nice, and I can't say anything against it. So let's start from the back. We have 4 rubber feet and a canal that gives you a possibility to reroute your USB cable depending on the location of your PC and how you want to rearrange your cable for better cable management on your desk. So you have a canal on the left, on the right, and through the middle, giving you loads of possibilities. Now you also have additional 2 feet to raise the keyboard only by one angle, and basically that's quite enough because it gives you a nice angle to type and to work, and that's it. On the arrow keys far right side, you have 4 multifunctional buttons for your RGB, so you can adjust the speed and you can adjust the brightness. Then on the insert and delete, you can adjust on off for the RGB or LED or backlight, whatever, and for the mode. So you can go with static color and adjust everything. Then you could go with RGB madness, and you can switch the modes on insert while giving the possibility to basically go really crazy with everything. Now, when it comes to LED backlight, what I prefer in keyboards to have a static color, because this gives you an opportunity to really make your setup pop with a single color scheme or an RGB or whatever, but RGB is multiple colors, of course. Rainbow effect, for instance. Here, this keyboard has the rainbow effect, 2 possibilities if you really want to go crazy with the RGB and stuff like that, and you can go with static color, which gives you a possibility to adjust everything in your setup precisely as you wish. Now, the keyboard is, as I stated, TKL, gives you a possibility for loads of multifunctional keys and adjustment for the lights. And when it comes to typing, let's hear the sound of the brown Outemu switches. Typing on the letters is quite normal. It doesn't have that much of a wobble, but it's still there just because the key is directly on MX Steam connected to the switch. When it comes to space, it has, let's say, more hearable click sound than the regular lettering, and the stabilizers are quite alright. It has a slight movement before the actual actuation, but I wouldn't take that as negative too much. Shift is the same thing as spacebar, and enter actually has certain wobble because the stabilizers on enter are above and beneath the switch. They're not going sideways, they're like this place. So that's why you have a side wobble for the enter key. As for everything else, we have on the right side THOR 303 TKL sign, which is quite nice in terms of nicely placed, subtle, and you have a new Genesis logo above the arrow key, which is also quite cool. You have two indication lights right above the insert home and page up buttons, which is caps lock and screw lock. Since we don't have a numerical pad, you don't need an lock. Now, some specifications that you need to know. As already stated, from F1 to F12 you have loads of multimedia function keys, N key rollover, RGB backlight with Prismo effect, and everything else that you can basically imagine. Windows key lock, you have 50 million presses lifetime on the brown Otemu switches, and you get 2 spare switches in the box, which is quite nice. 25 backlight modes, aluminum body, at the top, at the side and at the bottom is plastic. We have cable management canals at the back of the case, where also we have an anti-slip rubber feet. When we're talking about hot swappable brown switches from Otemu, you have the actuation point at 1.8 millimeters. The whole keystroke distance is 4 millimeters. You have a gaming software to download, so you can visit their website, and this is really cool when a company, any kind of company that produces peripherals, can back up their peripherals with software that gives you an opportunity to adjust the backlight, to adjust the keys, to adjust the multifunctional buttons and everything else. So you can see here that all the possibilities that you could do with their software, and giving you loads of varieties in terms of adjusting the keys, remapping, RGB, multimedia keys and everything else, so you don't have to use the multifunction keys on the keyboard. This is more like on the fly and something that will help you access some things quite easily and faster. All that I can say, apart from the THOR 660 60% keyboard, which I was really satisfied, especially with the double shot PBT keycaps. Unfortunately here we don't have those, but with the RGB at the back, I think this keyboard will really have that wow effect with double shot PBT pudding keycaps. But all in all, if we remove that part and take it and take this keyboard separately as a single unit in terms of not adding anything special to it, I would say this keyboard is quite alright for the price and everything that you get. Quite nice switches, really nice design, and you don't have any stains on this double injection keycaps, and that's also really important because you can type and it doesn't leave any stains after, I don't know, if you by accident have a bit of greasy hands compared to the black keyboard and black keycaps. Chassis is quite nice, there's no echo while typing, and that is also very important. So I would say big thumbs up for Genesis to produce first for the THOR 660 and then for the THOR 303 TKL, because they really did a great job, and I'm really impressed comparing to the price and the segment that it's placed. I think this is definitely another best buy from Genesis if you're into an entry mid-range model TKL version of keyboard, or you can always go with THOR 660 for the 60% keyboard. I'll place the links below for the Genesis THOR 303 TKL, which you can check out the price and maybe even some details that I might have skipped. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Of course, hit the like button, and hopefully I will see you in another video with more reviews, mods, custom builds and everything else. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.